In this video, we'll be looking at how to solve absolute value equations. But before we do that, it's super important that we actually understand what absolute value means. So you may have heard of absolute value before, and a lot of people just say, oh, absolute value, just make it positive, make it positive. And that's not really quite enough when you're thinking of absolute value. You really need to understand it on a deeper level. So absolute value is a number's distance from zero. So I'll write that down because it's actually really important. Absolute value of a number is the number's distance from zero. Alright, so for example, the number 9, how far is that from 0? If you said 9, that's correct. Now, how about the number negative 9? How far is negative 9 from 0? If you said 9, that's also correct. So the point is that absolute value really is just how far that number is from 0. Now, how do we write absolute value of a number? All right, the notation for that is that. So if you have a number in between those lines there, that means the absolute value of x. And we just spoke about what absolute value itself means. So if you see the lines and you see a number in between, it means what the distance of that value from 0. All right, so again, here we go with this. If we have absolute value of negative 3, it just means the distance of negative 3 from 0, which is 3. But if we have absolute value of 3, it means the distance of 3 from 0, which is still 3. Okay, so now that I think that you know what absolute value means, it's time to look at how to solve an absolute value equation. So let's try an example. So here we have an example in which you are required to solve the equation 2x minus 5 is equal to 9. Okay, so if you really and truly understand what absolute value means, you will recall that whatever is in here has a distance of 9 from 0. So whatever is in there has a distance of 9 from 0, which means it could either be 9 or negative 9. Whatever's inside those absolute value sign could either be positive 9 or negative 9, because both of those things have a distance of 9 from 0. Which means that our absolute value equation is in fact 2 equations, not one. Twice the fun. All right, so that means, here we go. That equation turns into 2x minus 5 is equal to 9, or 2x minus 5 is equal to negative 9. And we have to go about solving them in the way we would normally solve any equation. All right, but we have to solve them separately, and that's fine. All right, so let's do the one on the left first. So we are trying to isolate our x, so we have to add 5 to both sides, so we can get that away from that side, and we get that 2x is equal to 14. Then we have to divide both sides by 2, because we want to get rid of that 2 over there. And we get that x is equal to 7, but that is only one of our solutions. We still need to find the other solution. So we go over to the other side, and again we add 5 to both sides, getting that 2x is equal to negative 4. And we continue by dividing both sides by 2, and we get that x is equal to negative 4 over 2, which simplifies to negative 2. So our absolute value equation has two solutions, 7 and negative 2, which means that both should work in our original thing. So in the spirit of being very, very cautious, let's check both answers. So let's start off with our 7. Our original equation was 2x minus 5, absolute value of that is equal to 9. 2x minus 5, so 2 times 7 minus 5, absolute value, should give us 9. 14 minus 5, absolute value, is 9, absolute value, which does give us 9, and we are good to go with our 7. Now it's time to check or negative 2. So we go again, and this is just a check. 2x minus 5 is equal to 9. Absolute value of 2 times negative 2 minus 5 is equal to 9. We have negative 4 minus 5. Absolute value is equal to 9. And it is in fact true that the absolute value of negative 9 is equal to 9. So both of our answers are correct.